We are starting our MS, Incognito episode 7. The episode begins with Lee Don sitting in his car. He receives a call from Cien's men, who threaten him that if Yang doesn't come to them, they will kill her mother. Lee Don coldly replies that he's just the chairman's lawyer and has nothing to do with that. He's about to call Yang but stops midway, thinking deeply and decides not to call her. We then see Cien, who has So Yang hanging upside down. Cien walks up to her and removes the cover from her face. Yang, terrified, keeps whispering to save her. Cien tells her that she already called her daughter but she doesn't care about what happens. So Yang pleads with Cien to let her go and promises she'll do anything. Cien then asks her chillingly, "Can you kill your own daughter to save your life?" Next, Cien Wu wakes up, finding himself in a psychiatric ward. He starts panicking, not understanding what's happening. Then he remembers a scene from his childhood. His father was also tied up the same way and screaming for help. Cien Wu had asked his mother what was happening, and she had said, "This happens when you don't listen to the mother." Cien had been standing right there back then, hearing everything. In the present, Cien Wu starts screaming again. Meanwhile, Yang, who is sleeping at home, wakes up after hearing noises. She looks out the window and sees Dongmin putting up lights all around the street near her house. She watches him through her camera as he sets up all the lights carefully. Yang smiles. She knows he's doing this for her because he had promised to protect her, and she feels happy about it. The next morning, Yang goes out for her morning run. When Taemin comes out of the house, Dongmin gives him his car keys and says he's going to the greenhouse by running. Dongmin then starts jogging toward the greenhouse. Taemin thinks to himself he's copying Busemi. While jogging, Dongmin meets Yang. She spots him and asks if he's following her. Dongmin quickly makes up an excuse that he's just going to the greenhouse. They start jogging together, and Dongmin says it feels nice running again after so long and asks if running together feels better than running alone. Yang agrees and then teases him, reminding him that they have already passed the greenhouse. Dongmin laughs it off, saying he usually drives, so he didn't notice. He then says goodbye and runs back home. Yang realizes what's going on and laughs to herself, continuing her run. Just then, Taemin shows up, greets her, and asks where Dongmin went. Yang tells him he went toward the greenhouse. Taemin then awkwardly asks her what kind of guys Hai-ji likes. Yang tells him to ask Hai-ji directly since she doesn't know. Taemin gets shy but then his other personality takes over, and his behavior changes. He warns Yang to be careful because someone is coming and then leaves before Yang can understand anything. Back at the psychiatric ward, a man comes to Cien Wu and says someone wants to meet him. It turns out to be Lee Don. Cien Wu gets furious and grabs him, yelling that Lee Don is the one who got him locked up here. Lee Don stays calm and says he had to do a lot to find him, as his sister hid him in a very secret place. Cien Wu doesn't understand and Lee Don asks him if this hospital feels familiar. Then he realizes it's the same place where his father was kept years ago. He's shocked that his own sister could do something like this. Lee Don tells him that he tried to sell the company, the very thing she always wanted, so of course she wouldn't just let him go free. He offers to help Cien Wu escape and even make him the CEO and ask him to be on his side, but Cien Wu doesn't trust him. Lee Don then shows him a hospital admission form with his sister's signature on it. Seeing that, Cien Wu explodes in anger, shouting that his sister betrayed him and that he knows everything she did and asks Lee Don if know any reporter he will expose Cien. Lee Don asks Cien Wu to tell him what he knows so he can help him. But Cien Wu yells that he's not stupid enough to trust him. Lee Don quietly leaves. Back in town, Yang comes to the school with children where Hai-ji is teaching ballet to the children. The principal calls Yang into her office. Hai-ji listens secretly from outside. The principal is panicked and tells Yang that today is parents' observation day, and she'll have to teach the kids in front of all the parents. The principal doubts if Yang can handle it. Yang reminds her that the principal herself said she could manage all the classes and told her to keep quiet. The principal reluctantly accepts this but still hands her a storybook and encourages her to do her best. Then Hai-ji enters and offers to teach the kids ballet balance first. The next scene shows her teaching the kids ballet moves in front of the parents who are all smiling proudly at how well their children are performing. Hai-ji then says she'll take photos of all the kids to see who's doing best. But we see that she's actually watching a video tutorial on her phone because she doesn't actually know how to teach ballet herself. She copies the video's steps and teaches the kids from it. Next class, Yang is the one taking it, where she's reading stories for the children. At first she's reading a children's story normally and the principal looks worried. But later she acts very well while reading to the children, and the kids enjoy it, the parents do too. At that moment Dong-min and Hai-ji come and listen to her story. After the story ends, Yang teaches the children the moral of the story. Just as all the children and parents are clapping for her, the police arrive. Then So Yang makes an entrance. She looks very frightened, and when she sees her daughter she hugs her. Yang is shocked to see her. The little kids get scared seeing her and go back to their parents. Dong-min notices something is wrong. He tells all the parents that it's time for physical education class and asks them to move toward that class. So the parents and children go outside for the physical education class, leaving Yang alone with her mother. After they leave, So Yang stops acting and asks her daughter if she missed her. Yang brings her mother home and So Yang seemed unaffected, starts looking around the house and asks why Yang didn't bring her here. Yang looks angry and asks if Cien sent her here. So Yang says that Cien had captured her and beaten her badly, and she barely escaped with her life. Yang asks how she found this place. So Yang doesn't answer directly and she says she recognized her from an article. So Yang mentions that she married the chairman, and because of that she's gotten all this. Yang then tells her mother to leave, but instead her mother asks her if she married the chairman then she must be getting something in return and asks whether she told the old man to kill himself. Yang is disappointed and asks if mother should talk like that to their own daughter. So Yang is not affected by this and says she will go take a bath. We see Hai-ji, who is listening to everything. Yang then installs a hidden camera in the house and leaves. Hai-ji hides before Yang can see her. Cien is at her house when Mr. Han arrives. Cien tells him that even if he removes all the board members from the company, they would still need her brother's shares, so she asks Mr. Han to find his brother. From this we learn that Cien didn't even know his brother was in a psychiatric ward. Yang comes to Dong-min home, but he's not there. Juwan is there instead and tells her that his father has gone out somewhere. Juwan gives her a candy and says it's his favorite candy. When he feels bad it cheers him up. Yang asks how he knew she was upset. Juwan says because her mother showed up and says he misses his mother too, but if she ever appears in front of him he might get angry because she left him and his dad. Yang then asks him what he'd do if one day she suddenly disappeared. Juwan tells that he would be angry, but before she left she should at least tell him once. Hai-ji comes into the house and kicks off Yang's clothes, then she goes to the suitcase and takes out some money, telling herself she'll return it after some time. But So Yang grabs her from behind, calls her a thief, and they start fighting. Yang returns, and Hai-ji frees herself and comes to her. Hai-ji asks her if this woman is really her mother, because she seems very suspicious. Yang asks Hai-ji to go outside because she wants to talk to her mother. Hai-ji realizes this woman is actually Yang's mother, then she has to go outside. After Hai-ji leaves, So Yang says that she feels comfortable here and that the two of them should stay together. Yang approaches mother and takes her phone, but she quickly snatches her phone back as if she's hiding something. Yang understands this and says that she was saving her number in her phone and does so. So Yang then starts asking questions if the chairman really committed suicide. Yang tells her to figure it out herself and asks why she's asking so many questions. At that moment Dong-min calls from outside, and she goes off to talk to him. So Yang sits thinking about whose side she should take to make money. She looks out the window and sees Dong-min with her, so she begins taking photos. Dong-min had come to ask if she or her mother needed anything, but Yang says everything is fine and she can handle it. Dong-min leaves. So Yang sends the photos to Cien and is still thinking about who could help her get money. Cien also sees the photos. Yang watches through the camera that her mother is taking pictures, and she's confused about her mother's real intentions. She goes inside and tells her mother she should go to the market because she needs a lot of things and can take money as she wants. So Yang asked her daughter how she is talking so nicely to her. Yang says this is for keeping secret. She explains that she's pretending to be a kindergarten teacher so she should act accordingly. So Yang says she will remember everything, takes money from her bag, and leaves the house. Outside, she sees Dong-min and asks him for a ride and then borrows his charger to put her phone on charge. She asks him what he does. Dong-min says he's a farmer and is renting land to grow strawberries. Yang asks about his son's mother and about his own parents. Dongmin says he's raising his son alone and his parents died in an accident. So Yang says this is why he doesn't know anything. Then Juwan calls her old lady something that angers her. She scolds him and Juwan falls silent. Dongmin apologizes on behalf of his son. Meanwhile the board members are looking at the article that's about to go on the news. Cien arrives and tells them about a board meeting next week where Cien intends to dismiss Cien Wu for CEO and recommend herself as CEO. They ask why she's doing all this. Is she trying to blackmail them? They laugh. Then Cien signals her men, who bring in several people. They are family members of the board members whom Cien had captured. The board members become frightened. Cien tells Director Kim that he has wasted the company's money. She will recover it by selling his daughter's organs, but the director begs her not to do that. The other directors plead to spare their children. Cien puts a contract in front of them and orders them to stamp it. Terrified, they stamp it. Afterward, Mr. Han tells Cien that her brother is in a psychiatric ward and Cien orders that Cien Wu be brought to her. Cien Wu, who is in pain, tells a man to call Li Dan. Li Dan gets the information and goes to meet him. Sung Hee is watching the news segment that was supposed to air but doesn't come on. She asks her senior what happened. The senior says Cien had blocked the news from airing. The senior tells her that Cien just used her as puppet to recruit company board members. This angers Sung Hee. She vows to find out everything about Cien and expose her. Cien's men are at the hospital asking about Cien Wu. A man notices this. Li Dan talks to Cien Wu and he tells Li Dan that he has proof against his sister at his home. Li Dan asks how he can trust him. That man informed Li Dan about Cien's man. Li Dan quickly urges Cien Wu to follow him. They hurriedly leave, but Cien's man notices them and begins to follow. Li Dan finally gets into a car, gives Cien Wu clothes to change, and they drive away. Taemin, confused about what kind of boys Ji likes, sees her sitting and goes up to her. She looks upset. He gently asks what kind of boys she likes and whether she's scared like others about his possessed state. Ji says she's not afraid of ghosts but of living people, and she tells him to bring flowers next time. Taemin is happy. When Dongmin arrives, he asks him what it means if a woman asks for flowers. Dongmin says it means she wants to be loved. Taemin is pleased. So Yang goes to a supermarket and starts taking photos and sends them to Cien. Juwan is playing with friends nearby. So Yang leaves. Juwan's friends go to the restroom, leaving Juwan temporarily alone. He sees something there. We see Dongmin is working at the strawberry farm when he gets a call that Juwan is missing. The police and Song Tae arrive at the supermarket and everyone goes out to look for him. An announcement is made across the whole town. Dongmin and Taemin look for Juwan together. Yang gets very anxious and checks her camera. She sees her mother was outside the supermarket and that Juwan had been following someone onto a bus. Then Juwan gets into a car whose number she cannot read. She informs this to the Dongmin, saying her mother saw Juwan getting into a car. We see Juwan, who gets out with a man who had given him a ride, tells Juwan his mother went that way, and Juwan starts following the lady. Yang also arrived there and started to find Juwan. Juwan sees the lady enter a store and chases after her. Yang also sees Juwan and notices that he is about to be hit. So she quickly runs and saves him. She asks if he's okay. Juwan starts to cry and says he thought that woman was his mother because she looked exactly like her. His mother left him again and Juwan cries. Yang comforts him and hugs him. Dongmin also arrives and is very worried about his son, but Juwan cries that the woman looked exactly like his mother. Dongmin understands his son misses his mother and he apologizes for not understanding his feelings. There's a tender, emotional moment between them. Li Dan and Cien Wu are in the car. Li Dan hands him the phone he took from the hospital and asks if there's really proof at the house. Cien Wu says yes and tells Li Dan to stop the car because he needs to use the restroom. Li Dan does so. Cien Wu runs off to the restroom and takes a long time. Li Dan waits in the car, but when Cien Wu doesn't return, he goes to check on him. Cien Wu attacks him and says, "Did you really think I was so stupid?" Then Cien Wu runs off, steals a car, and we see Li Dan's phone, which was already unstayed in the stolen car. Li Dan chases him but can't catch him. He smiles as if he expected this to happen, and remembers that on the way back from Muchang he saw an accident and called the hospital. When he looked closely later, he realized Cien Wu and he was the one who had admitted Cien Wu, not Cien Wu's sister. Through Li Don's phone he hears everything Cien Wu says in the car, that he will kill everyone with his sister. Meanwhile, in Muchong the police informs that Juwan has been found and everyone breathes a sigh of relief. As they return home with Juwan, Dongmin thanks Yang for saving his son, but tells her she shouldn't come in front of the car like that and to take care of herself. Yang asks if he's angry and gives him candy, and Dongmin smiles when he sees his son's candy. They go home. Juwan tells his father that he will walk Yang to her house and goes with her. Yang asks Juwan if he went alone. She suspects her mother might be involved somehow, but Juwan says he went by himself because the woman really looked like his mother. Yang asks if he misses his mother. Juwan says his father told him she is studying abroad, but he knows people around town say she abandoned him. Yang comforts him, telling him he has a very good father who loves him. Juwan agrees and then goes for his home. Li Don books a taxi and goes to a hotel near where the car's location showed. He calls Yang and tells her Cien Wu must have something. If they find it, Yang won't have to hide her identity anymore. Yang tells him her mother is here and that he already knew that, so why didn't he tell her? Li Don says her mother isn't that important and they should focus on other things. Li Don finally finds his car in the parking lot. We see Cien at home opening a locker hidden behind a glass panel. She pulls out a phone number and calls, asking for a favor. Then we cut to a man sitting in a church. Another man approaches and gives him an envelope. Inside is a photo of Yang and her address. The episode ends there. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.